Ultra Magnus, this statement that your client has asked you to make on his behalf.
If Your Honor pleases, I'm instructed to address the crowd rather than the court.
Very well.
I did not resist when taken into custody, or protest when advised of the charges leveled against me. I was prepared to let justice
take its course. What followed was not justice. I now know that Autobot High Command is so keen to promote a sterilized wartime narrative, an account of the last 4 million years that disburds them of responsibility for any wrongdoing, that they will threaten to mentally violate a political prisoner unless he endorses their highly partisan version of events. In light of the foregoing, I submit that my earlier guilty pleas, a plea that I now unequivocally retract, is evidence not of criminality, but coercion. As this trial has progressed, my disquiet has grown to the point where I am no longer confident that this court can deliver a fair verdict. I ask you, how can it be in keeping with the principles of natural justice for one's arch enemy to sit in judgment of him? Fortunately, the law of the land, the law of this land,
offers an alternative. When a defendant's alleged crimes cross a certain threshold, it is within his rights to...
Incoming!
C-Wing, strap him in. As soon as you give the signal, we jump.
Pack your bags, Megatron. You're leaving.
Your Honor, is it an abuse of process to request that the presiding judge intervene?
I will allow it.
Object!
Hold on, Megatron! I'm coming! I'm wearing a space teleport pack! Put it on and we'll get you to safety! The backpack! Grab it in! Megatron?
I'm sorry, C-Wing. It was a nice gesture.
There will be a brief recess.
Strip away the posturing and Megatron's argument is simple. Luna 2 isn't Cybertron. Different laws apply. Forgotten laws, yes. Laws that should have been repealed 10 million years ago. Most definitely. But laws nonetheless. And it seems one of the quirks of Luna 2 law is that in certain cases, defendants have the right to be judged by the Knights of Cybertron.
It's a technicality.
Yes, precisely. A technical point of law. Which means we can't just wave it away.
Tell me this isn't happening! Tell me you're not contemplating any outcome that involves Megatron not dying! This is your chance to be rid of him forever! If you keep hand-wringing, he'll slip through your fingers! I guarantee it!
Ignore the terrified Decepticon and read my lips. This needn't be a problem. All we have to do is move Megatron back to Cybertron and start over.
Except the trial is already underway. You can't just shop around for a criminal justice system that's more sympathetic to your requirements.
I think it's time you remembered which side you're on.
It's not about sides anymore. It's about public perception and what would happen if we're seen to flout the law.
I know no one cares what I think, but you know what I think? I think you should talk to the guy. Ask him what he wants. Because our Rattrap's got a nose for these sort of things, and I'm telling you, he's more to this than guilty and not guilty. If this is about the rescue attempt, I've already told Ultra Magnus that I had nothing to do with it. Though I have heard of a persistent rumor that Hungar and his team were themselves freed from the Lost Lights brig.
Forget them. It's you I'm interested in. Megatron, the day before you took the stand, you asked Rodimus to pass me a communicube. On it, you said you wanted your trial moved off-world for the sake of the spectators. You said that only Rascal Arena on Luna 2 was large enough to accommodate all the people you'd wronged. Except, it was all a ruse, wasn't it? All you were doing was maneuvering yourself towards a legal loophole.
This isn't about loopholes. This is about how I am remembered. Rodimus made me realize that I might not be ready to... how can I put it? Close the book on my life. When I took the stand, the Luna 2 loophole was just a contingency plan to be invoked should the need arise. In the end, it was Starscream who convinced me, inadvertently perhaps, of the need to postpone my final fate. I'd sooner live than allow him to write my epitaph.
You talk as if you've been acquitted. You haven't. You've just postponed the verdict.
But I don't want to be acquitted. I want to make amends.
What you want, as far as Ultra Magnus can make out, is to find the Knights of Cybertron.
True. But only because of where I'll find them.
Cyber Utopia?
Listen, 4 million years ago, I decided to change how we lived. I resorted to force only when I realized that the system had been engineered to withstand every other form of dissent. In the end, yes, I went too far. I broke the planet, and that, Optimus, is why I owe it to you, to everyone, to find a replacement. Put me on the Lost Light, and let me find Cyber Utopia. I promise you, I guarantee you, that I can succeed where Rodimus has failed. Once I've secured a new home for our race, I will confess my crimes, all of them, and happily. And if the people line the streets to cheer me to my death, then I will cheer with them. I will lead the celebrations, because I know that before I died, I was able to do something worthwhile. What is this? I open my Spark and you start typing?
If I were to let you join the Lost Light, it would be conditional. I would attach a condition. I could lock you up inside Metroplex until Rodimus finds the Knights, and no one could accuse me of stepping outside the law. So here's how this is going to work. In exchange for freedom of movement, you're going to stand in front of the people you've wronged. And you're going to say that.
Although I reject the charges against me, I do not deny that I am the founder of the Decepticon movement. I started it, and I am about to finish it. I hereby renounce Decepticonism and its offshoots, and denounce all those who continue to fight in its name. There is nothing intrinsically special about our race. Nothing that lifts us above non-mechanical species. We were wrong to assert ourselves. And to all those who follow me, I say this. Do not expect guidance, or wisdom, or answers. I have none. I never did. To those Decepticons still out there, I give one final order. Stand down. Discard your weapons, tear off your badges, and stand down. Free yourself from the shackles of a flawed society and move on.
Well done. You leave tomorrow.
If I were the person I used to be, I swear I'd...
You'd kill me, I know. That's entirely the point.
The Decepticons are over. The war is over. And thankfully, we lost.
What do you think, Ratchet?
A new rod pod. Let joy be unconfined.
I know, right? The crew gave it to me as a present to celebrate the next phase of our quest.
So, why the long face?
Because it's an awkward time to be reminded that people are actually pretty decent.
What's this?
A list of everyone who wanted to remove me as captain. I was going to use it to keep certain people off the ship,
But you realized that would be a spectacularly petty and mean-spirited thing to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I was Ultra Magnus, I'd be reminding you that accessing official voting records is very much against the law.
Actually, I thought when Magnus was done with Megatron, he might help me, extricate myself.
What do you mean done with Megatron? Hasn't Prime told you?
He's been trying to get a hold of me. Why?
Megatron's coming with us.
Yeah, as captain. You are joking.
Not necessarily, Captain, but you know what? It's still a little vague.
Megatron? On board the Lost Light? On board my ship? Megatron?
Prime calls it total visibility theory. He says that giving Megatron a position of responsibility will ensure that he's subjected to constant scrutiny. He says the moment he steps out of line, we're allowed to lock him up.
That's right, because he's so easy to overpower, isn't he? Oh, push over Megatron. Megatron the Feeble.
Yes, well, we're dosing him up with fool's energon. It's... what is it? I suppose it's a strength-sapping toxin. Quick Mix cooked it up.
You know what this is really about? This is about Prime crossing his fingers. He's desperate to believe that Megatron is on the level, but Megatron can't prove he's a reformed character if he's locked up, can he?
All I know is that we now live in a world where a Decepticon can murder billions of people and get a seat on the bridge of an Autobot ship. I suppose that makes your latest lapse in judgment easier to forgive. On the assumption that you were after my advice, I say destroy the datapad and move on.
I don't think I was ever really gonna act on it.
Good, because it's fake.
Is it? How do you know?
Because my name's not on it.
And we're back. You were ages.
Sorry, Brainstorm. I had to pop down to the fuel furnace. Some nucleon rods had disappeared, and the pyrobots were shouting at me.
Well, they are fiery characters.
Ha! Yes, fiery. A fiery temperament? Because pyrobots are fire, right?
Right.
Anyway, you were telling me about your new CC gun?
Okay, so imagine you're in battle, but everything's happening so fast you can't make out anyone's insignia. You're patch blind.
Good grief. I didn't even know that was a thing.
My question, Nautica, is this. How can you tell friend from foe?
Color-coded guns?
Color-coded guns! More specifically, color-coded lasers. Red if you're an Autobot, purple if you're a Decepticon. And this is the best bit. The color changes depending on who's firing the gun!
So the gun would...
Know if you were good or bad? Yes! What do you think? Good idea? Amazing idea? Be honest.
Honestly, I think for an intuitive weapon to promote long discredited notions of moral absolutism is problematic in the extreme.
It doesn't have to be red or purple.
By the way, what's happening over there that, the psychiatrist with the toys? The book lover. That's his office.
Wrong. And they're collectibles. Collectible toys.
And the eavesdroppers?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You intellectual types don't read The Lost Light Insider, do you? If you did, you know that today's the big day. The captain is having his head examined.
And when did you first decide that the universe needed dominating?